Bitcoin is right now at a really dangerous level, and I'm gonna show you that one key support that Bitcoin needs to hold so that we can see further upside. If Bitcoin loses this specific level, prepare to go lower. If you think this is interesting, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel, you like this video, and also activate the bell so that you will never miss out on these important updates. And now let's directly jump into today's content with a lot of insight that I'm going to give you here. And we start off today a little bit the other way around. So I start off with the funding rates, because we can see here that across the board, a lot of people are still long on all sorts of different altcoins. So you see here the funding rates are still positive in red across all exchanges when it comes to Bitcoin over the last week. When I go here the last 24 hours, also still the same. So that means to me we have to be still a little bit cautious here with our long positions, because the overall sentiment is still bullish in the market, which is not something really bad. But normally when we see across the board a lot of positive funding rates, that means we will get punished for holding these longs right now. So we see here some changes across some exchanges in certain coins here where shorts get favored right now, which could lead to short squeeze at some point. But yeah, cautious is right now what we should here be exercising. When we're looking then here directly at Bitcoin on the 1 hourly chart, I had marked out yesterday this area here as support. We have broken this now to the downside. Yeah, so we have lost that area. We have retested this now as resistance. And now Bitcoin tries potentially to retest this again and to break into it. It would be bullish if we can reclaim that area and reclaim also $37,000 here. That would make me, for the short term, definitely tune a little bit more bullish. But yeah, we have to see what's going to happen here over the next couple of hours. But yeah, if we can reclaim at least, let's say, $36,600, we can get a little bit more bullish here again. When we're looking at the liquidation levels, yeah, so that was a really nice bull trap up here with that move to the downside. So potentially we will come finally up now to liquidate everybody that's up here. Again, up here is still the shorter and the easier way to go, then go to the downside to grab here all this liquidity, especially with the VPVR having here such a big cluster of support, underlying support. So it does not make sense to go there first to try liquidate more longs. With liquidation levels down here, it makes more sense to go all the way up to liquidate all the shorts up here and then nuke it to the downside. When I look now here, what we are seeing on this 4 hourly chart, you can potentially argue that we are forming here somewhat of a W pattern. And why a W pattern? Because we have a lower low and a higher low. That is a bullish structure until proven otherwise. So if we would consider this a W pattern, then we would have around here $37,500 ish the neckline. And here, 40,500 again would be the technical target of that potential W pattern. Let me draw it in here again that you see it. So kind of like this here. Here on this 4 hourly chart that I showed you yesterday. So I am considering this whole move here as a fake out. I believe the real move is brewing right now here to the upside. And why do I believe that? Because yesterday, in the US market, before they closed, they dropped Bitcoin to the downside. The Asian market did not pick up to push it back up. They were also sending it further down. So normally Fridays in their session is where they send it up again. And they do it in a way that they're going to trap all the longs over the weekend. And then on Monday, Tuesday, we're going to get then a continuation move that is then either to the downside to liquidate everybody that went long on Friday, or to continue to send it and over the weekend give the impression that we potentially go lower on Monday and trap all the shorts that have piled up over the weekend. So watch out for that. The session is opening in around an hour, and like the next 2 hours I would be looking what's happening. But Bitcoin is already front running the US market here a little bit before they are opening, which tells me that people are expecting that the US session should drive price to the upside here. On the 12-hourly chart also, we had a beautiful retest of the EMA ribbon on the higher time frames. So here everything is still intact. There's nothing to worry. We only have to worry about the lower time frames a little bit. Here also stochastic RSI gave a buy signal. RSI wants to push it to the upside. MACD could be a little bit more bullish, is bearish right now, but I think that might also be changing over the next 24 to 36 hours. Like I said, guys, as long as we are holding the EMA ribbon, and especially as long as we are holding the top of the ribbon, Bitcoin is here on the daily chart. For me, definitely still bullish. We only need to overcome the resistance of $37,400. As soon as we close the daily candle above that, and the next daily candle pushes to the upside, it's done, guys. It's done. 40K is imminent directly once that's happening. So, and that's why we got such a harsh rejection yesterday from there, because we were about to get that candle. And some market makers, whoever, did not want that this is happen right now. Then here on this 4-hourly chart, I wanted to show you this bearish broadening wedge that we are in here. So that it comes from this high, and you see here support, 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 and also here to the upside, resistance, resistance, resistance. So we are clearly in that broadening rising wedge here right now, and this is running out here by, I would say in the next 10 days we're gonna see here a move. What I could imagine what could be happening here the next time when we come up here to the top area of 38,100, that we see actually a breakout to the upside going to 40K. Doesn't matter how high it goes, 40, 42, 45, it doesn't matter. I believe that will be a massive fake out from that rising wedge, and then we roll over, come back, bounce up here, consolidate, and then we get the move back to like $31,000, $32,000, potentially even a little bit lower with just a wick to the downside. So watch out for that. As long as we are still in that rising wedge, I consider us also still going higher, because we are just a little bit more than halfway through it. It's quite unusual that we would break down from here already to the downside. So we need to develop a little bit more price action within that rising wedge, get like 1, 2, or even 3 more touches here to the upper side before we see here this playing out to the downside, in my opinion. A key level to retake here, you see it right now, we are breaking above it, is $36,400. We are slightly above that now, we're breaking above this now, and then the next one would be 36,600, and then 36,800-ish, and then the next one. So let me put it this way. The most important level right now to retake after 36,600 would be here, almost 37. That is important to retake. So, and the key support level that we need to hold is here in the range of 35,500 to 35,930-ish. Beneath that, if we would lose that level, my line in the sand, and that's where I will get out of all positions that I'm holding, is around 35 to 35,200. If we lose that level here, I'm out. I'm out of everything, because then we are in a bearish structure, continuing to breaking down here, something like this to 33, 32, and I don't want to be in any position, no matter what kind of loss I have to take. The loss will be worse if I don't get out, if we lose here that specific key level. On the weekly chart, we are also still bullish for me as long as we are above $36,000. Like I said, I want to see that we close the weekly candle as it is, or close in that resistance area, so that we see a continuation candle next week to the upside, something like this, in direction of $40,000. So what would I do now if I would be looking for trades? Let me go back here to this 4-hourly chart. So if I would be looking here for trades right now, for a 15 minutes candle, retesting $36,400 and enter here. But I want to mention that is a quite risky trade right now to take. And then I would trade it potentially to the top of that rising wedge to around $38,000. So when we're looking at the risk to reward ratio for that, so I would put here kind of like my stop loss. So you see that is 1 to 4.5 risk to reward ratio, 4.24% to the upside, potentially even a little bit less than 1% of a loss. I would trade this with 20x, so potentially you take a 19% loss if it hits your stop loss, but you can walk away almost with 100% profit if it goes to the upside. So that's a trade worth taking, but I would wait for a retest. If it goes without us to the upside, then we just missed this trade. That happens. We rather let it run than jump into a pump. We should never chase pumps, guys. And don't forget, if you want to trade, do it on BYBIT. You still get $30,000 absolutely for free for using my specific link here, or on BitGet, also $30,000 plus 20% on top of your first deposit if you sign up with my specific link here on BitGet. Then when we are looking here at the USD dominance, the dominance is struggling at the 6.52% level to break through that, which is good, because if we would break through that, that would mean people taking money out going into stablecoins. That's not what we want. We are getting a rejection from there right now, which means people are slowly getting back into altcoins and in Bitcoin, and hence that's why we see a little push here back to the upside. The Bitcoin dominance gained here a little bit today because Bitcoin was going down, so people taking money out of altcoins, putting it back into Bitcoin as the store of value. That's why we see a small bounce here in the dominance today, but I also don't believe that we're going to break here anytime soon. 53.4% on the Bitcoin dominance. Even if we would come up here, I would think we get a rejection and then break here into lower levels and continue the run in most of the altcoins. Then the total market cap, including Bitcoin, nice bounce here from the support area. That is holding. As long as that is holding, I also expect here on the weekly chart for the total crypto market cap move here, continuation move to the upside into our altcoin season area. Yeah, once we are breaking that, everything will go crazy. I also want to touch really quick on Ethereum. I adjusted a little bit here on the 4-hourly chart, this upward sloping trend line. We are getting here supported, nice buybacks in these wicks here to the upside. As long as we are holding this trend line, we could see continuation to the upside. We see here right now some new resistance has built on the VPVR around $2,500. That is the level to retake here, 2040 to 2065-ish. That is the area that the Ethereum price needs to reclaim so that we can see here another move to that bigger resistance, that key resistance at $2,140. Guys, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you then again on Sunday.